Get comfortable in silence. Sometimes people just need a minute to think. They're making a big decision about their home, their money, family, or what comes next. But when the conversation goes quiet, a lot of agents rush to fill the space. They explain more, repeat themselves, start trying to convince. And the more they talk, the more they sound like a salesperson. The best communicators in real estate or in sales in general are usually the best listeners. They listen with intent. They aren't just waiting for the other person to stop talking so they can respond. They're trying to understand what the person is actually saying. What are they worried about? What keeps coming up? What are they avoiding? What matters the most to them? You can't figure any of that out when you're doing all of the talking. Think about a listing appointment. You explain the market, go over comparable sales, you give your price and recommendation, then the seller pauses. That pause makes some agents uncomfortable, so they immediately start talking again. They explain the comps a second time, they start defending the price, they go back through their marketing plan. Sometimes they even start negotiating against themselves before the seller has even said anything at all. Give them a minute. They may be thinking about how the price affects their next purchase. They might be thinking about what they owe on the house. They may be comparing your recommendation to what another agent told them. They may simply just need a few seconds to process the information. Silence doesn't mean the conversation is going badly. Sometimes it just means the person is thinking. The same thing happens with buyers. When you walk out of a showing and ask, "What do you think?" and they say, "I'm not sure," a lot of agents immediately start trying to sell the house. The kitchen was nice. The yard is what you said you wanted. The heating system's newer. It's probably one of the better homes we've seen. The buyer has already seen these things. Instead, ask, "What's holding you back?" Then stop talking. Maybe the payment's making them uncomfortable. Maybe they like the house but didn't love the location. Maybe they're comparing it to another property. Maybe they're afraid of making the wrong decision. You won't know any of these unless you let them answer. And sometimes the first answer isn't the real answer. They may say something like, "I just don't love it." Ask another question. What specifically doesn't work for you? Or, what would you need to be different for this to feel right? And that's how you get somewhere. Ask the right question, then listen to the answer. When you talk too much, you sound like a salesman. When you shut up and listen, you become a trusted advisor. That's the difference. A salesperson is focused on getting the answer they want. A trusted advisor is focused on understanding the person and helping them make the right decision. That doesn't mean you sit there silently and never give an opinion. Clients hire us for advice. Give them your advice clearly, then say, "Based on what you've told me, here's what I recommend." Then explain it. Once you've made your point, let it land. You don't need to repeat it 3 different ways. You don't need to keep talking until the client agrees with you. Give them the facts, give them your recommendation, let them process it. This is especially important in negotiation. Maybe an inspection request comes back. Maybe an appraisal is low. Maybe the other side makes a counteroffer. You explain the options, talk through the risk with your seller or buyer, give your recommendation. Then ask, "What would you like to do?" And wait. 10 seconds of silence can feel like a long time when you're the one sitting on it, and that's okay. Get uncomfortable there. One of the biggest mistakes agents make is answering questions the client has never asked. We assume what they're thinking, we assume why they're hesitating, we assume what they're worried about. Then we start responding to our assumptions instead of listening to the actual person. Slow down, ask, what concerns you the most? What makes you say that? What would make you feel comfortable moving forward? What is the most important thing to you here? Tell me more about that. Those questions are simple, but they give you real information, and real information allows you to give better advice. This week, pay attention to your conversations. Are you really listening, or are you thinking about what you're going to say next? Are you asking questions to help understand your client? Are you giving people time to answer? Or are you filling every quiet second because the silence makes you uncomfortable? You don't have to prove your value by talking the most. Your value comes from understanding the situation, asking the right questions, and giving useful advice when it's needed. The best communicators in real estate aren't the ones who say the most. They're the ones who hear what the client is saying. Listen with intent, ask the right questions, give people a minute to think, get comfortable in the silence. And that's all for this week. See you around.